we just heard DeShazer Everett is going to IR. So what will you miss with him out of the lineup? And when it comes to his replacements, what do you need from them to keep things together on the back end?
Yeah, we'll miss him. He did a nice job for us this year, and feel bad for him. Went down with the shoulder, and so the guys that get the opportunity to go in, we expect them to play well, and we right now we're busy preparing for the Seahawks and challenges that they bring.
If Ben isn't on, then we can go to JP or Darren if you have one.
I can go. Hey, Coach. Obviously and deservedly, Chase Young is getting a ton of attention. But I'm just curious how you think Montez Sweat's level of play has been so far for you this year.
Yeah, outstanding. Montez has had a really fine year. The two of those guys as bookends are very disruptive. I think Montez has been fantastic. I think he's one of the better edge guys in the business, and we're certainly glad we have him.
When you look at that combo, maybe not even this year, but kind of going forward where they should be paired up for a number of years, what kind of ceiling do you think those two have together?
Well, I mean, they'll determine that through their effort and energy and their preparation and how they perform, but obviously, they're two really talented guys. They work hard. They have really strong work ethic. And I think that gives them the chance to accomplish some amazing things. But, it's just, you have to grind it one day at a time. They got to put in the work. They got to stay healthy. And, so there's obviously the future's bright, but the bottom line is to take it one day at a time and put the work in, and that's what they are doing, and that's why I'm positive on them and upbeat about them because of the way they go after it, and they prepare and they work hard and they understand what they need to get done, and they're getting better and better every day.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'll take this one. Jack, Seattle's their first opponent you faced with a top 10 offense since week 4 with the Rams. What kind of test will this be for your defense? They're playing great ball lately, but now facing that top 10 offense with Russell Wilson, what kind of test will this be for them?
Yeah, they're top 2 in red zone. They're one of the elite offenses with one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, and I think Schottenheimer does a great job with design. They run it. They run it well, and they throw it real well. And this is a big challenge for us. This is a really good offense, and obviously their defense has improved greatly over the last a month or so. And so it's a good football team coming in, and we're gearing up for a big battle.
Hey, Jack. When Jonathan Allen was coming out of Alabama in 2017 and you were with Oakland, how closely did you look at him, and what did you think of him when he was coming out?
Big, strong, active, defensive lineman, one of many that Alabama has produced. And so, obviously we thought highly of him, and I'm glad to have an opportunity to coach him now. I see your mouth moving, Peter, but I don't hear you if you're trying to talk.
I'll take this one. It's John Keim, Jack. With Cam Curl, what has stood out the most with him for you?
I think, just kind of unflappable. He's kind of come in, made the most of his opportunities, worked hard. I think I referred to it, way back when we started Zooming. There was just, the guy just got it, and he understood. And we had never even seen him on the field yet, and hadn't even met him hardly. And we were, going through Zoom, and as coaches, we're saying, this guy's impressive. This guy's sharp. This guy gets it. He's a quick thinker. And Chris Harris, our D-backs coach, he did some kind of fun games, where there were, response times, and he was always at the top, yet this is a guy learning a brand new system, and he was at the top in terms of response times. And so it was very telling that this guy's brain works, that I mean, obviously everybody's brain works, but I mean, he gets it. Football makes sense to him, and he's able to take information, process it, and spit out answers quickly. And so he's bright, and he's gone in and he's done a great job preparing. And every time he's been given something, he's taken advantage of it and performed. And so we just want him to continue to work, continue doing what he's doing, and he's getting better every day.
And then what kind of a challenge does DK Metcalf pose for defense?
He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's got good hands. They throw it to him, and he's hard to tackle. So this guy's a monster in the league. He's one of the premier guys out there, and Russell knows how to get him the ball. So it's one of the tough matchups that we have this week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Matt Paris and then Rhiannon Walker.
Hey, Jack.
Matt.
When you guys signed Kendall and Ronald this offseason, was there something that you saw in them that, really tailored to kind of the defense that you guys wanted to run?
Well, I would just say, I think in both cases, we acquired guys that fit what we were wanting to do. In Kendall's situation, he's a versatile guy that's done a lot. He's played corner, he's played nickel, he's been a safety, well regarded here in the building, obviously he's been a good player for us. We're happy we have him. Darby's biggest thing, he was always a good player. It's just his thing was always just staying healthy. And I think he's been able to stay healthy, and he's taking care of himself and taking care of business, and he's had a good year for us.
And I don't know,
Happy to have both those guys.
Yeah. I don't know if this necessarily applies because you guys changed schemes, but when you have turnover at the two starting cornerback spots and it still clicks with the rest of the defense, how hard is it to do that? I mean, obviously Josh Norman and Quentin Dunbar were here last year. For the rest of the guys, is that an easy transition to still get high level play from those two spots when they're brand new?
Well, I don't think there's anything easy about it. I think, typically successful performances defensively come down to, good coaching up good players, and, making sure you're organized and guys that are on the same page and understand and communicate well and understand where they need to be for each other. And then you start to build trust and confidence, and you start to play at a higher level. And I think as the years gone on, we've gotten a little better at doing all those things, and we have a lot of work to do yet. And we've got, like I said, a great challenge coming up this week. So, we're looking forward to it. We're going to do what we've always done, which is, prepare hard during the week and then go compete our tails off on Sunday.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Hey, Jack, happy turnover Thursday. I think it was either you or it was Ron. I can't remember which one of you, but it was after the Cardinals game against Kyler Murray, and you guys said that one of the things you noticed on tape was your defensive line players were a little bit hesitant because they were worried about the contain of a mobile quarterback. I guess after playing Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, what are some of the things that you guys as a coaching staff have been telling them this week in order to, continue to play aggressive against Russell Wilson, but also playing headsy and just kind of making sure that they do both those things, contain him, but also try to get after him as well too?
Yeah, that's the challenge, guys that are mobile, like the quarterbacks you're talking about, they created a different dimension. They extend plays. They, your ability to plaster down the field on plays that get extended is imperative, and it's going to happen. It happens several times a game, no matter what your rush plan is. These guys that have the ability to move around and make people miss are going to move around and make some people miss. So that's part of it. And how well we do at getting him trapped and down and rushed will help us in the back end. So we've got to be good at it. And so in the back end, we've got to be able to take away throws and have some tight coverage so that the quarterback doesn't have what he wants and has to hold it. And all those things work hand in hand. Russian coverage work hand in hand. And when you're playing an elite quarterback that has great mobility, it's a challenge.
And the last thing I just wanted to know, as it relates to some of your lower draft picks, I think like a Khalil Hudson or James Smith-Williams, how much have you been impressed by the amount that you guys have been able to get out of them? I asked Ron about how James Smith-Williams had that key block on Cam Curl's interception return for a touchdown, but just how impressed have you been with some of these lower draft picks that you guys have had, or just the overall draft class in terms of the production that they've given you guys, even in limited snaps?
Yeah, I've been very, very pleased to bring those guys along and develop them. And when they haven't been major starring roles, that we've developed some type of role for them. Khalil was involved in that goal line stop in Pittsburgh, and so it might have been his first snap of the year. So we're defensively, so we're constantly looking to get our guys involved, create roles, keep them involved in game planning, and continue to develop them throughout the year. So I think that's important. Obviously, injuries come up, and then they need to play, and so part of that is just making sure that we're doing our due diligence that way. And the other is continuing to keep them encouraged and working hard.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Sam?
Hey, Jack, when you go about, replacing a guy like DeShazer, I know you have several options and each with their own merit. I kind of wonder, what is that discussion like, and how do you kind of, develop that plan?
Yeah, we just talk it over as a staff, and take our recommendation to the head coach, and he says okay or not. Bottom line is we talked it over. We're at first kind of keeping our fingers crossed, hope we'd get positive news, the day after the game, and then the news came back that not likely that he'd be ready to go this week, and then the news came back, he's going to go on IR. So it's a shame, but you have to respond. That's part of what we do, and sometimes you get. That was at the end of the game, and you're able to kind of move into the next week and kind of make your adjustments. Sometimes it happens right there on the fly, and you got to go. And so, we've got to be prepared to do each.
Have you guys decided either Troy or Jeremy?
Yeah, I don't know if Coach wants to talk about that. I typically don't.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we got time for one more. Les?
Hey, Jack. I was wondering, as a coach, do you know when you have a great defense? Is there or good defense? Is there something quantitative, is there a statistic, or is there just a feel? Is there something that's you see, that is there a telltale sign? Is there anything like that?
The thing I would say is, we establish high standards anywhere I've ever been. As a D coordinator, I've kind of laid out a roadmap in terms of where we're going, and then we're just working towards going there. And it takes a combination of players and coaches and working hard together, and it's all of us, and we're all in it together. And so I want to establish right away high expectations wherever we are, and then fight like crazy to live up to them. And so we're working at it, and like I said, this week is a great challenge. This is a really good football team with a great offense. And so we've got our challenges set out in front of us, and we're looking forward to competing.